right. Hello, everyone. My name is Doc Chelle, and thank you so much for coming to the Dr. Test Prep YouTube channel. It really means a lot to me that you care enough about yourself to be the best that you can be on your upcoming exams. Now, right now, my focus is on supporting you at the PSAT and SAT. Remember that my lessons directly align with Khan Academy. So we are now doing Unit 4, Lesson 2 on Khan Academy, which is radicals and rational expressions. Now, what makes my channel different is we use a Desmos calculator. So if you have my book, we are on page 60. If you don't have my book, no worries. Go get paper and pencil. My book is just literally the questions we're doing. It's nothing fancy. Open the calculator, the Desmos calculator, please, from the description. This is the screen that you're going to see. And in order for this to work, you do have to do Choose Assessment and College Board. The regular graphing calculator on Desmos, like if you just Google Desmos graphing calculator, will not work for everything I'm going to show you. Okay, so this is a perfect example of sometimes it makes sense to use the calculator and sometimes it doesn't. So for example, question number 1. The way that they're testing you is these two numbers are being multiplied together. So the exponent rule is when two numbers are being multiplied together, you add the exponents. So I've got a to the 3 over 5 plus 2 over 5. And we can do that because the bases are the same. Then we go back to like third grade, 3/5 plus 2/5 is 5/5, which is 1. So this is a fancy way of saying a to the first power. Now, I don't want you to get confused by something like this, which the whole thing is being raised. In this case, we would multiply to get a to the 6/5. Side note. But let's pretend that you don't remember the exponent rules. How can the Desmos calculator help you? And this is, again, why my channel exists. Khan Academy is great at giving you practice and helping you understand a problem at a time, but they don't focus on Desmos yet. So what we're going to do is, instead of typing in the letter A, well, let's type in the A. I'll show you the cool thing. We're going to do A, and then I'm going to do Shift and put 3/5 as my exponent. And then I'll use my arrow key to get down and parentheses and put A, Shift 6 to get my exponents and 2/5. If you don't want to use the keyboard shortcuts, like I'm obsessed with keyboard shortcuts, you can go down here and you would use the A to the B power tool. But if you watch my videos, you'll get used to using Shift 6 and it's going to save you time. Okay, so this doesn't equal anything. So then it says add a slider for A. So I'm going to add a slider, and we want to pick a number that's not like 0, 1, or 2. 5 works. So let's make it 5. So we know that this multiplied together is 5. So now what we're going to do is type in each answer choice. We have a to the first power. OMG, it's 5. But let me show you. If we do a to the second power, we get 25. A to the third power gives us 125. And a to the fifth power gives us 3,125. And look what happens that I know that these two are the same, because anytime I change my A value, the output is still the same, even if I change my input. So you can use your maths genius, or you can use the slider tool. And you'll see how I use the slider tool all the time. All right, let's look at this next one. If C to the 2/3 equals 4, what is the value of C? This is another great example of the slider tool. Now, what they want you to do is they want you to do reverse stuff and go cray-cray. Nope, we're using the slider tool. I'm going to put C, and then I'll show you what I mean by use this little button right here. And then we'll put 2 divided by 3 as the exponent. And then it says add a slider for Z. So option A is 2. So I'm going to just say when C equals 2, what do we get? 1.587. Well, that's not 4, so it can't be that one. What happens when C is 4? 2.51. That's not correct. What happens when C is 8? Oh, we get 4, so the answer is 8. If I put in 16, we get 6.39. So 8 is our answer. Now, again, there's all different ways that we could do this and work backwards, but I'm telling you, this is the way to do it. The way that you would work backwards is you would do 4 cubed and then take the square root of that number. I have a cat. Her name is Orion, and I thought I had her distracted, but now we get to have cat in the picture. All right, let's look at the next one. Same idea. This time we're going to look at it. Well, there's 2 ways that we can do it. We'll do the divide symbol and put x to the 4/7 in the numerator. And in the denominator, we'll put x to the 1/7. And we get this curly Q graph, okay? Now, what they want you to know is the rule is anytime we're dividing fractions, we subtract the exponents. So 4/7 minus 1/7 gives us 3/7. See, I'm not kidding when I say cat in the face. All right, moving on. Lay down. Thank you. Okay, so now that we have our graph, we're going to do the same thing we did in our other videos. We're going to just test the answer choices. I'm going to do a of x, and you don't have to write a of x. I just like doing it. My cat likes my seltzer. I'm going to put x to the 1 divided by 7. This is like, favorite clips. Get away. Go. Thank you. All right, obviously the blue graph and the green graph are not the same, so it's not that one. I could put b of x for letter B, and this time we have 2/7. Obviously those graphs are not the same. We can do c of x and have 3/7, and it's the same graph. Like, I'm telling you, it really works. If you can really understand how the decimal calculator works and the theory behind it, it's going to make your life so much easier. So let's read my note. There are many radical and rational exponent rules. Yes, you can use the graphing calculator. However, it may take less time if you know the rules. Khan has some great lessons on exponent rules. Radical questions may also require fill-in answers. And all of that is absolutely true. Okay. If like number 2 was a fill-in answer, let me show you what we would have done. What you could have done is, I would suspect that they're always going to be whole numbers, but you could have changed this like x to a or to a number and then tried out different samples and figured it out that way. But, who knows what'll happen. All right, so let's move on before the cat gets back in the picture. So again, this is Doc Chelle with Dr. Test Prep. We just did Unit 4, Lesson 2, page 60. In our next video, we're going to do the more challenging questions, which is Unit 4, page 2, the harder questions on page 61. All right, thanks for coming, guys.